Hey everybody, Ethan here, and you're on my side of the room. It's time to talk about this guitar. It's made by good old Pyle. This was part of a package deal on Amazon. It's about 189 US at most recent cost estimates. Could be more, could be less. We're in that crazy discount season right now, so who knows? So keep an eye out. This guitar is available without being a package deal. And if you go that route, it's about 140 US. So we'll kind of use that as our pricing guideline. I used to have an Ovation. I bought it in the early 90s. I really thought it was the shiz diggity. And at the time it kind of was. But that's long gone. I sold it off, got rid of it, and thought, well, no, I'm not going to have an acoustic anymore. And then it's back. It's just not an Ovation. And actually, I'm pretty amazed at this guitar, at what's been going on with the quality in acoustic guitars since, say, the early 90s. Now, quick note here to say I'm not sponsored. I never am. If I ever am, I'll let you know. As it comes down with Pyle, it's like, do they sponsor anybody? Because if they do, I bought so much of their stuff, I think that, I earned it. I think, Pyle should be calling me on their Pyle phone. And reaching my Pyle answering machine with my Pyle cassettes in it and show some interest. Well, anyway, we'll see why they don't call me in a minute. Anyway, just right out of the box, just fine looking, feeling, everything instrument. It's some plastic. It's got some kind of wood or woodish top to it. I don't know what all the construction is in this, but I don't really care. I'm not into this for like the tone woods and all this. This is just, I needed an acoustic guitar that got the job done, and in typical Pyle fashion, here's an acoustic guitar that gets the job done. Even electrically, it even has a built-in tuner, which is amazing. And then more EQ options than ever came with my Ovation. Up to and including a presence knob, which, okay, cool. And then there's a button called phase. It's not a phaser. It's just another kind of tone shaping something or other. I guess it'd be kind of like pressing bass boost on your Discman or something. It'd be like that idea, only it's something else. And then here's the volume knob. Where's the battery then? Because it was like, I'm so used to it being part of this whole housing, like then what? It's back here, so doing you a solid because it's not on the pictures on Amazon where the battery is, so there's where the battery is. All right, so out of the box, I'm happy to report the strings that come with it are very nice, actually. I really thought they'd be junk, and I was also like, I bought another pack of strings to replace these with immediately, and then I'm like, well, no, hold on. Let's keep those in reserve for later, but it's even got a wound G, which I love. Those top three strings always make me nervous on any electric guitar, and then on the acoustic, probably even more so because I really get into the strumming. In terms of a tone demo, I'm doing this on my phone with no mixer at the moment, just to do quick and dirty because, Pyle. It's an acoustic. I like it. Gets the job done. Also, this package deal came with the tiny little amp. It doesn't tell you what the wattage is. Nothing at all ever tells you what the wattage is. It's not 10. It's something less than that, but I don't know what. It is a vented back, which is nice. To eyeball this, I'd say it's a 6-inch speaker. It has basically 2 volumes. Now they're saying it's pre-volume, so the gain. The EQ knob is like the P bass, where it's like high tone and not. And then the actual volume knob. You got EQ in and you got phones out. So for a little practice-y amp, I mean, it gets the job done. It's you're not going to use it for gigs of any sort, except for maybe like some kind of hotel lobby or something, but it's a thing. It's there. it's a fine practice amp. I got no complaints. So one other thing too is I keep shooting versions of this video that aren't making the cut. And if you see this video, it means it made the cut. So the tuning knobs, or the tuning pegs, are actually decent. They got good grip. It's not the famous, like, you're turning and waiting for it to catch. Or you're not fighting it like, needing pliers or something to turn these. It's a nice amount of tension and grip across all six. So that's really nice. Tone-wise, I mean, it's an acoustic, so it sounds like an acoustic to me. But to actually come out of here and go into an amp, sounds really good. I've never liked acoustic electrics in the past. And this can even be in like the higher realm of like things like Ovation and Takamine and whoever the hell else, Taylor and all that. Back in the day. And again, I know people will be like, oh, how dare you say stuff about Taylor and whoever. It's like, back in the day. I mean, be real, guys. I mean, like, a lot of these electric acoustics back in the day were not great when it came to actually going electric with it. It was one of those, like, if you're going to do an acoustic, you might as well just get the old condenser and put it up close to you and do that. Then go out your jack. But sometimes people would, and it would sound really tinny. Now, people go, oh, well, that means the sound person sucks. Well, maybe, but no. Not like that. I mean, it had a certain tinniness to it. My Ovation did. No amount of sound wizardry was going to change that. It was just a tinny setup. Oh, well. But now we're in these days, and this guitar here sounds awfully good. It sounds awfully good on its own, and it sounds awfully good coming out of here. So that's pretty darned amazing. For, again, 140 US. It's quite a good deal, I would say. As for why I've got this, well, I wrote a bunch of songs in the 90s, and I'm still an active songwriter, believe it or not. And so, to that end, I've always written songs on an acoustic more than anything. And I've got an electric, which I still have yet to do a video about, but I think part of the reason for that is that I don't really play electric all that much. I had a special situation through work where I got a gift card because of a company contest thing, and so I'm like, oh, I'll get this guitar then. And then I saw this, and I thought, let me give this a try because of things that are happening in my musical life that necessitate having an acoustic again. And here I got rid of my Ovation and was like, I'm done with acoustic and guitar in general. I'm going to just be Mr. Bass and nothing else. He lied. And I really did sincerely mean it. And it did help my bass playing as far as like really committing to the instrument and really getting better in a fairly short amount of time without being an expert player. But that's just me. But anyway, when it comes to tone and the sound and the feeling and everything, I'm not going to get this stuff out of an electric without tons of pedals and chicanery in such a way where it's like where you can just get an acoustic and get the sound that you want. And all those cowboy chords I know inside and out and can do with literally my eyes closed are for this. They're for this. They're not for an electric, is what I've learned. You can do cowboy chords on electric, but it just doesn't sound particularly good compared to how it would sound on an acoustic. The other thing is that I'm poised to start a duo situation in addition to all this other band stuff I've got going on. And Jack would be playing electric guitar, doing all those electric guitar things that he does, but he doesn't sing. And I'm like, well, then if I'm singing, I'm doing an acoustic. I'm not doing like two electrics, because I just don't think that sonically that's going to really do anything for us. I think that to have sonic interest, I think that an acoustic plus an electric, so he can do his solos and whatever, and I can do my singing and cowboy chords and whatever. And I think that would be a great combination. So this is in advance of that. So that's my motivation for why this is here. And again, I still am actively writing songs. This does help me out because ever since I bought this, like every day I'm picking this up and getting in a little time with it, but still doing my bass stuff and all that. But just every day I got to get back into that guitar mode after some time away from it. And now with my Ovation, one other thing, and I said it at the time in my video about getting rid of all the guitars, I went years not touching the Ovation. So it wasn't like I was noodling around with it and putting it down and picking it up and putting it down. It was just sitting. And a lot of times it was still in the bag. So after a while it was like, I can't justify this thing being here anymore. It's in the way. It was in the way of basses to collect and stuff. And again, all that's kind of shook out to my collection that I now have. Anyway, so that's just kind of a quick rundown on this. If you have any questions about it, go ahead and ask me in the comments. I'll be happy to answer those questions. Understanding I'm not sponsored and I'm not a particularly great guitar player. But if you want to know how it is, great. Or if you want to talk about what guitars you like, or you're mortally offended that I said bad stuff about Taylor or whatever, great. Knock yourself out. I have no skin in the game, so whatever. But at any rate, thanks for watching. Keep learning, keep playing, and I'll catch you in the next video.